Okay, so this is a progression question. So yeah, there's a mix of AP with some other ideas. I'm not going into too much of technicalities. What I'll do is I'll solve it with a very, very simple method. Now, we know that square of the seventh term is equal to the square of the seventh term is with a positive common difference, okay, is equal to the product of the third and the 17th terms. Now, the ratio of the first term to the common difference is what we are looking for, right? The ratio, please understand that we're looking for the ratio of the first term and the common difference. So, if you have gone through all the solutions that we have provided for this slot, um, there was another question similar to this, in which there was a ratio and I assumed something. So, I'm going to assume the same thing to begin with. I'm then going to do some adjustments here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to consider the common difference to be 1 to begin with. Okay. And not the first term in this case. I can assume the first term to be something, but what I'll do is because I'm noticing something here, third and 17th. Now, third and 17th bang in middle will be the 10th term, right? So my main focus will be on this 10th term. It's very easy to find the bang in middle because just take an average of 3 and 17. So 3 and 17 add and half, so that is 10, right? So the 10th term will be in between. So now if you can notice this very easily. From 10th term to third term, you move 7 terms back, and 10th to 17, that is 7 terms forward. So that should be in middle, right? So what I'll do is I'll just denote this with M. So this is the variable I'm going to use, and everything I'm going to do it in terms of M and this common difference D, that is 1 in this case. You can actually take it D, nothing to worry about, but then just to avoid that calculation, I will make an adjustment later on because it's a ratio thing. I'm not worried about it at all. Now, because the 10th term is M, first of all, the 7th term will be M minus 3, right? Because D is 1 according to me, right? So M minus 3. Now, M minus 3 square of it is equal to the third term, which is M minus 7, because you're moving 7 terms back, you need to subtract 7. So M minus 7 into M plus 7. Now, I hope you understand why I did that, why I took the 10th term as focus. Because of this, this becomes a little easier to solve with, right? Because A plus B into A minus B thing. Now, if you notice, you get something like this on left side, and this is what you get on the right side. So this M square cancels off. So it's not a quadratic that you're solving. You're actually solving a linear equation. So if you just adjust the sides here, you'll get something like this, and M becomes 58 by 6. Now, what is this? This is the 10th term, isn't it? Now, if the 10th term is 58 by 6, and the common difference is 1, so the first term that we are focusing on is 58 by 6 minus 9, isn't it? Because I need to go 9 terms behind in order to get the first term from the 10th term, isn't it? And each of the times I go back, it's just 1 less. Now this is 58 minus 54 by 6, so that is simply 4 by 6. Now this is what I said initially, because I'm dealing with ratios, I don't need to do anything, because check this out. I mean, T1 is 4 by 6 and D is 1. So straight away T1 is the answer. But anyhow, because it's a ratio, you can divide if you want. So 4 by 6 divided by 1. So that is 2 by 3, or the answer is 2 is to 3. So I hope that was understood. This is a very simple way to calculate this. You have to take variable. You cannot escape variable in this case. But the way you use variables, that is important. So again, instead of using too many variables, I've just used one. And that was sufficient to figure out, not using two variables here. So that's it for this question. Ideal time to solve this question will be less than 2 minutes. How much less depends on your comfortability of this type of solutions. So if you are using couple of variables, you might lose track somewhere. If you use the variables for the first term and the common difference, so A and D, something like that, then again that might be a chance that you make a calculation mistake while opening the bracket or evaluate too many things. So hopefully you do it in a very simple manner. This is the simplest manner. and arrive at the conclusion very quickly. It's not a harm to assume the first term as a no, if you don't notice the 10th term, that idea, if you don't notice, or even in some question that idea might not come into handy, because suppose the question said product of second term and 17th term. Now second term and 17 doesn't have an average, right? And doesn't have a middle term, because you cannot have a 9.5th term, right? That becomes very silly. So in that case, you have to use a as the first term in, but same thing, right? But then common difference you should take one, because we are looking for the ratio. So common difference, just one is sufficient in these kind of cases. So that's it for this question. I hope that was understood. Thank you.